perspective presented by the New Orleans Secular Humanist Association, following a few principles of humanism.
We're committed to the use of science and reason for understanding the universe and for solving human problems. We're skeptical of untested claims of knowledge, but we're open to new ideas.
We are concerned with securing justice and fairness in society and in ending intolerance and discrimination. We are committed to the total separation of religion and government.
We affirm humanism as a realistic alternative to the theologies of despair and the ideologies of violence. We reject the concept of an afterlife and believe in living a full and rewarding life here and now.
We value and respect each individual's right to judge and lead their lives according to their own position, as long as it's respectful of other people, living in a free society.
We hope you enjoy today's program and others in the weeks to follow. Hello again, and thanks for being with us another time. We have a very interesting group of people with us here today, and as you heard in the opening, our group, Secular Humanists, are concerned with living full, rewarding lives because we feel like it's going to be our one time around. And so as long as we're not preventing others from living the lives as they choose, we want to make ours as productive and interesting as we can, which is why I have invited the people today to be with us who are with the new New Orleans Healing Center, which many of you may not have even heard of. But first I'd like to introduce the Administrative Director, Mark Huber, with the New Orleans Healing Center, and then I'll ask you, Mark, to introduce the other folks who came in with you.
Okay.
It's yours.
Okay. Mark Huber, Administrative Director of the New Orleans Healing Center, and really the stars of the show here are the people who make the programs happen at the Healing Center. And to my right, we have Lori Burge, who's General Manager of the New Orleans Food Co-op, and then we have Faubourg Aydin, who's proprietor of Fatouche Restaurant, and then we have Suleman Aydin. There is a relationship, by the way, brother and sister.
Brother and sister.
Who is a co-owner of Café Istanbul Performance Hall.
Now, before we are going to ask each of you to tell us about your particular activities there, but I want to talk to you about the general concept, and I know that you're new. You know what your ambitions are, what your philosophy is, and also what sort of activities take place at the New Orleans Healing Center, okay?
As far as what our philosophy is, we really have two concurrent themes going here with the New Orleans Healing Center. One is a healing or revitalization of the neighborhoods, and it's an outgrowth of the hurricane aftermath.
Let me stop right there and tell me about the neighborhood that you're in. Okay,
we're technically in the Faubourg Marigny neighborhood, right on the border, really, by the Bywater. So it's Bywater, Faubourg Marigny, and Faubourg St. Roch.
And the Marigny is really coming into its own as an artistic and cultural area, second to the French Quarter, or they may say before the French Quarter. And Bywater is also coming up, right?
That's true. Very.
And so you all hope to be a part of, and instrumental in that renovation. Okay, go. I didn't mean to interrupt
you. That's okay. So the revitalization of that part of the city and the neighborhoods, helping the people that experience some misfortune as part of the hurricane. But then we wanted to help the city and the people in a sustainable way, and that's the other concurrent theme, sustainability. There are 5 principles of sustainability, and those are economic, intellectual and physical. That's actually one, intellectual and physical. Environmental and spiritual and social. And so when we put together the Healing Center and our programs and services and businesses and organizations, each one of those were screened or vetted, as we say, to make sure that they addressed one of those aspects of sustainability and that they had a healing component in one way, shape, or form.
Well, you have undertaken a major project there.
Yeah.
How far along are you in your development?
We're open. We have approximately 20 businesses and organizations at the Healing Center of various types. It's a fun place. We want to make people aware of that. When we say we're a healing center, we're not healing necessarily in a medicinal kind of a way. It's more of a spiritual, intellectual kind of a thing. And if you'd like to experience some great art, great music, great food, read some good books, go work out at the fitness center, just a lot of different aspects we have there.
I find that interesting, the variety of what you're offering there, and you did mention a bookstore. You also have a theater, don't you, that's available for people who want to put on a production of some kind?
Correct. Café Istanbul Performance Theater, and Suleman is co-owner.
So we're going to hear about that.
Yes.
We'll hear about that. And it says in here, in this, I'm looking at a Times-Picayune article with a fine picture of your establishment, and it says that you house a host of nonprofit organizations. Well, who are some of those?
We have the Building Block, which is a green business incubator. You might say they're concerned with the economic side of sustainability and environmental too, for that matter. And they take up the entire third floor of the building. We have, as part of the Building Block, we have the Alliance for Affordable Energy, and we have the Louisiana Green Corps. We have another business called Build Now, which helps people rebuild their homes that are having problem wading through the red tape, with the financing and construction and so on. Here we are 6-7 years after the hurricane, and there are people still out there who need help with that, and so Build Now helps with that. Those are the main nonprofits.
Right.
We do have some other things beyond that.
I want to get back to some of the other things, but why don't we hear from some of our other guests here?
Okay.
Suleman, tell us about what your project is.
Well, Café Istanbul is almost like everything with the performing, which is a place designed to provide the plays along with the music, plays and lectures and theater monologues, private parties, and we designed it that we'd be able to do anything with the art form or a performing form, so we'd be able to do all of those at the place.
You provide the facility. Are you also doing productions?
No productions.
And what sort of seating capacity would you have?
I believe the standing is around 400.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
then we have chairs and tables when we're doing movies or theaters. We'd be able to sit around 120, 140 people.
Well, that's a good number, because I know that there are many theater producing groups, none of whom have a home theater, who are always looking for a venue. And I think if you're talking about 100 and some seats, that's probably what many of them are looking for.
Sure. So
Do you have some productions booked for the near future?
Well, we've been doing some. We involved in the Prospect One, a Friends Festival, and now we're involved in the Lady Fest, and so we have been doing small plays. Which was the Friends Festival, did a couple, one place, and they're coming back and doing 2-3 shows with them in following week. Right now, we are in the process of trying to get our entertainment license and a liquor license. Hopefully, once we have our licenses, we'll be more involved in other things beside the music and.
Yes. Now, since you mentioned alcohol, do you presently have anyone in the center that like a bar or anyone who has a liquor license?
I believe Fatma does.
You do. So if someone wanted to come to a production at his place, they could go to yours first and get a drink, and then go see a show, right?
Walk down by.
Yeah,
like
possible.
All right. Well, now that we're talking to you, Fatma, tell us about what you do.
Alright. So mine is called Fatouche Restaurant. It's a restaurant, coffee shop, and organic juice bar, all in one place. I stay in the corner of the Saint Roch and Saint Claude, the purple building. I think this is the prettiest color of the building I got.
And is your place is accessible from the outside and from the
Yes,
and from the
two
inside?
entrances from outside on the center.
All
One
right.
Saint Roch, one corner, and one also inside of the center.
Okay.
Yes, and
But you say it's a coffee shop, and you also sell.
coffee shop, restaurant, a juice bar, and then coffee shop serves full breakfast.
Tell us about your food.
Okay. I'm from Turkey, so I focus on Turkish food, and also, of course, includes the Mediterranean food. Turkey is on Mediterranean coastline, so we do have a lot of varieties of Mediterranean food, and Turkish food also includes some of the Middle Eastern food in there too. More than what we serve is how we serve it and how we cook it is very important for us. So we wanted to hit the soul, and when you eat, it's not only to fill the stomach, but you fill your soul. You feel good what you eat, not the quantity, but it's the quality of the food is very, very important how we fix it.
It is important, and I can say many restaurants, not just in New Orleans, but around the country, give you too much to eat, which is not good for us. So you are concerned, you're concerned that the people eat good food and not too much of it.
Absolutely.
What are your hours of operation?
We open 6:30 in the morning for the coffee shop part opens with the breakfast, and never close till 10 o'clock at night. So there adds things on it. So coffee shop till lunch, breakfast till lunch, and continue on coffee shop. Then the restaurant opens for lunch and the dinner, and we stay till 10 at night. But things goes on. We might stay longer, hopefully.
Well, I'm sure that many people in New Orleans don't yet know not only about the Healing Center, but they don't know about your restaurant.
Sure.
Are you getting some good patronage?
I am. So I'm very new, recently open restaurant. Even if it's so new, I am doing very good.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, people are happy, and I get a lot of good response. So people go on the website and write all kind of good things. And I think that in that area, I am the only one who will serve everything. You're just like one-stop place. You go and you eat very quality. And you can eat too many varieties, then you can be in there.
And do you find that the other activities in the Healing Center, that the people there for that reason may then come over to your place?
Which they do. A lot of them do.
And on the other way around, some people come to your place for the coffee shop and then patronize someone else in the Healing Center.
That's right.
It sounds like like a really an amazing project that you've got your hands full. It's not getting away from you, is it?
No, as a matter of fact, we're continuing to improve, add things, and if you visit, say, a couple of times a month, each time you come, you'll see new artwork, for example. On the first floor, right now we have Prospect 2. We're a site for Prospect 2 on the second floor. And the first floor is an arts bazaar on weekends, on Saturdays specifically.
You mean where the art is for sale?
Yes, people can come in and buy the art. It's different things a lot of times each time, and we have artworks on the wall that change from time to time.
And when you say it's a bazaar, in other words, artists can talk to you and request displaying their art there, or how does it work?
If you're an artist and you're interested in displaying your wares at the Arts Bazaar, just go to our website, NewOrleansHealingCenter.org, and go to the Arts Bazaar page of the website, and there's a link for downloading an application.
I see. Do you have a lot of requests from artists who want to display?
We have a good number. They're normally 12 to 14 each time we do this. We're hoping to make it full time, throughout the week as time goes on. Right now, it's just on Saturdays.
And you have adequate space for to show all of the art.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about food again, because Laurie Burge is the general manager of the New Orleans Food Co-op. Tell us about that.
That's right. Well, the New Orleans Food Co-op is a community-owned grocery store. So we are open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We have a lot of fresh produce. That's a huge need in our neighborhood, is to have access to fresh foods. And so we have an extensive produce department. We specialize in local and organic produce. So we're looking at, sustainability from that standpoint, and also strengthening our local economy. So we work direct with a lot of local farmers. And also, we're not just selling produce, it's a full line grocery store that does emphasize on local and organic. We are working on also bringing in other conventional items as well to meet our community's needs, because price is really important in our neighborhood.
Now, when you say co-op, how does a person become a part of that co-op?
Absolutely. Well, one of the cooperative principles is it's voluntary and open membership. So we are open to anybody who wants to become a member owner of the co-op. They invest in a share. It's one member, one share, one vote, or really one owner, one share, one vote. So each person invests as a member owner. We have different ways that folks can do that. We have our normal share, which is something that folks can invest in. We have a limited income membership, and we have installment plans, so that's accessible to everybody.
I see. Well, about how many members do you presently have?
2011.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
I thought you would say a couple of hundred.
No, and we just opened on October the 10th. So we're very pleased to say how many member owners that we have in the co-op. And so they get a vote, and when the co-op makes a profit, that profit is distributed back to our owners. It's a decision that our member owner elected board decides upon, so that keeps it. It's a democratic business, and the board determines how much needs to be reinvested into the co-op to ensure that we're going to serve our community for the long haul. It's very important. And then how much can go back to members. And that patronage refund is based on how much people shop in the store. So it's not a traditional model of economics where the more you own, the more you invest in, the more of a voice you have, or the more of profits you get back. It's actually, like I said, each person has the same voice, and the patronage refund isn't based on how much you invest, but how much you support the business as a shopper. Do
most of your co-op members, is that where they get the bulk of their groceries, or they just come there for specialty shopping?
It's a mix. I mean, everybody has different needs, right? So some people do their full grocery shopping at the food co-op, and some people come in to, pick up a few items. So, we're there to serve everybody, at whatever level they want to participate in the cooperative. And we're open to the public, I should say, as well. It's not just members only. We really want to serve our whole community and invite people in and have it be not an exclusive club, right?
Let me see if I understand. You do not have to be a member to shop there.
Right.
What are the advantages of being a member are that you can share in the profits and in the control and decision making.
Right. That's that's a big part of it, and so you get a vote. You can run for the board, so that's a democratic component. From an economic level, you share the profits. We have member-only specials that we offer. Other things that we do for member appreciation days, and we're working on a supporting business program that will involve other businesses within the Healing Center, but also throughout New Orleans. Businesses that are operating along a similar philosophy as our business will offer a discount to our member owners as well. So there are those benefits as well. And then, frankly, we would not have opened on October the 10th if it was not for those 2,000 member owners that invested in the co-op. We have a grocery store because our community said, we need to work together to make this happen. Nobody else is doing it, so we're going to do it together.
Okay, now when you said your community, are you talking about the people of the New Orleans Healing Center, or are you talking about people who live in that Marigny area? area? Where do your members come from?
Right. Well, our members come from all over. Certainly, when we first started this project about 10 years ago, it's been a work in progress, we had, folks from all over the city. We hadn't decided at that time where we were going to have our, our operations set up. And then as we've gotten closer to opening, and now we are open within the New Orleans Healing Center, our member ownership is certainly concentrated in the St. Roch, Marigny, and Bywater neighborhoods. But there are member owners from all over the city. People come to shop from uptown, from mid-city, from all over. And we even have some member owners that are from scattered around the country that just wanted to see a cooperative business take root in New Orleans. So
you have supporters who may not necessarily be customers.
Right.
All right. Well,
they won't get money profits since
Mark,
they won't be shopping that much.
And I don't think we've heard as much as we'd like to from the three folks here, but I'd like to hear from you about some of the other activities at the Healing Center.
Okay. Another interesting program of the Healing Center is the Street University. And we have a variety of classes offered, anything you can imagine. If anybody is interested in teaching, if they feel that they have some special knowledge, insight, skills they would like to share with other people, the Street University is here for them to do that.
What sort of people do you have conducting classes now?
Well, right now we have belly dancing. We have conspiracy theory. We have French classes, just a wide variety, anything you can imagine. We're hoping to have some computer classes for senior citizens. And
we need it. We senior citizens need help.
That's right.
So there does seem to be a demand for that, so we're trying to work that into it. And it's going to change, as time goes on, whatever people would like to teach and whatever the needs are. So that's another interesting side of the Healing Center.
Now, the article that appeared in the Times-Picayune was, really a promotional article. How else are you getting the word out to the broader community that you're there and what you're offering? How are people going to know about all this?
Okay, well, you can't miss the building. They can come visit. They can see us. That's one important thing on the corner of St. Claude, St. Roch. We keep in touch with people via an e-newsletter. We have a Facebook page. We have e-blast that we send out from time to time. We have a Twitter account, and so we send tweets out from time to time. We use the website, so the focal point for a lot of information is a calendar section of the website to keep people abreast of the latest things going on at the Healing Center. We have external events there that aren't necessarily sponsored by one of the silos. And when I say silo, those are the businesses and organizations within the Healing Center. But outside entities can come in and have a presentation and have their event there too. So that goes on the calendar. And
I assume that a person having some kind of an event there pays rent to the Healing Center? How does that work?
Actually, it depends. If the event is free and open to the public and the nature of the event aligns with the mission of the Healing Center, there's a good chance we'll make that space available free of charge. We're a community-based organization. If you want to put a label on the Healing Center, what are we exactly? The closest thing would be a community center. So we try to make our space available to the community, basically.
But Suleman, if someone wanted to use your theater, you have a fixed price for someone to utilize the space, or how does that work?
Well, I guess it changes individual. What do you want to do? What's the crowd? How many hours that you're gonna hold the place? Right now we are in the beginning. We're trying to build ourselves, so it's not very expensive to be able to come in and rent a room for 2-3 hours.
Do you, for a stage production, do you provide technical people like lighting people? Or
I have full sound system, very upgraded, very well brand new.
Yes.
Have a stage lights and my own pianos and everything in there. You just don't need much to be able to. Very acoustically very soundproofed. A lot of bass trap built in the ceiling, and the walls is full with the soundboards. So acoustic is very good. So I mean, you don't even need no microphone or nothing to be able to perform there. It's
I would think that you're going to get some demand because we lost Le Chatenois Theater, and
aware
Le
of
Petit
that,
is going through problems, and so I think a lot of theatrical people are going to be looking for space.
Yeah, we already receiving some calls. The people who was performing in different places in New Orleans now, we getting those calls. I even got a call yesterday about some comedy. I forgot the name. Some international comedian who is traveling. They're looking for a place. I got called, so I have an appointment Monday with them.
Okay.
So this kind of stuff is already popping up, and we've been receiving, me and my partner Chuck Perkins, we were both receiving a lot of phone calls and emails, and so many different ways that people want to use our spot.
Very good. Now, in general, what do you do about parking?
We have on-site parking. There's actually 2 parking lots behind the Healing Center.
Okay.
So that's not a problem.
Is it about how many cars can you accommodate?
I believe it's about 55 or so.
And is it well lit? Because the people in New Orleans are very concerned about avoiding crime.
Right.
And in a dark parking lot would not be very attractive.
That's
but
true.
And yours is just abutting your buildings.
That's true. Interesting you bring up the lighting. It is safe lighting, and the idea behind the lighting is to make it safe
Yes.
from a crime reduction standpoint, and then we don't want cars to bump into each other. That's part of it. But we're also trying to be considerate of the neighbors, too. We don't have bright blue lights. We have this softer yellowish light, and there's shields. It's dark sky compliant, and so on.
And when you talk about neighbors, are you generally surrounded by residential people, or
on the rear side of the building, we're on the corner of St. Claude and St. Roch, so on the St. Claude side, that's purely commercial.
Yes.
But the back side of the building abuts against the residential neighborhood.
Now, I saw something in the paper about the St. Roch, whatever the place was where they used to sell vegetables and whatever. Is that going to reopen? And is that close to where you are?
I'm glad you brought that up because the city owns that, the St. Roch Market. Beautiful old market in the style of the French market. It's been sitting there for many, many years in need of renovation. And so finally the city has the money to do that, and I'm thinking within a year they're saying that that'll be renovated and they'll have restaurants, fresh markets, other activities.
Do you see that as something to help your neighborhood or as competition for what you're doing?
Oh, it'll complement for sure. We're looking forward to it.
All right.
No one can wait.
Mark, we got about a minute or so left, so if any of you want to tell us what we haven't already heard.
Grand opening.
Yeah, I would like to invite everybody out next Saturday, November the 12th, from 10:30 until 8:30 p.m. for the grand opening of the food co-op. We're going to have live music, actually, right in Café Istanbul all day. We'll have a lot of free samples and a lot of community organizations tabling at the Healing Center. So it's going to be a blast. We'll have kids' activities as well. Hope everybody can come out and have fun with us.
Thank you. And I want to thank you folks who are watching our show today. We hope that you will be with us again next week, and we also hope you will visit the New Orleans Healing Center, which appears to have almost something for almost everybody.